Hey, yo, what's up, punk? What you about to do? Who you calling a punk? I'm talking about you, son. Who else is here?
I'm light skinned.
Oh! I know you ain't calling me no. What's up, punk? What you about to do? I'm gonna go.
Welcome, one and all, to another fabulous moon sign video. This is the Peace Dealer, and we are finally at the moon in Pisces, the one you've been waiting for. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video, and thank you so very much for your patience. Whether you're watching this years from now or you're watching this now, cause you gang, thank you for joining me. Whether your moon is in Pisces or it's not, we're gonna break down moon in Pisces. Oh my goodness. First of all, we're about wrapped up with the moon series. Can't wait to get to the next planets. Second of all, moon in Pisces is bar none the ultimate moon sign. Do you have a moon in Pisces? You have the ultimate moon sign. Despite the reputation that moon in Pisces natives have drawn for themselves, we've seen the uglies, we've seen the great. It is very important that you must know, you already do, that the soul you are/possess is not only divine, but is literally the most comprehensive and most meaningful moon position. The moon in astrology represents your soul, your innermost feelings and thoughts. And when you put this energy in the sign of Pisces, you are immersing your soul into the divine smorgasbord of magic in reality. This is a step above the strongest moon sign ever, moon in Aqua, that literally knows intuitively, and this is allowing for a comprehensive experience. A moon in Pisces is so magic, they don't even have to know to understand. If moon in Capricorn is soul power and moon in Aquarius is soul knowledge, well, moon in Pisces is divine understanding. The moon in Aqua knows. The moon in Pisces understands. Pisces is a karmic sign that understands God, but is misunderstood because of the receptivity of everything that they pick up, which cannot be put into words. So it is very, very important that if you have a moon in Pisces, it's uber important that you walk around like your ish don't stink. Okay? It's not only an honor to have this moon, it's an attainment. And it is representative of your soul finishing out this life cycle. We don't want to look at the sun. We want to look at the soul, because the sun is your spirit, which contains your soul. It is your soul that goes through this journey. So once again, you're a huge deal, but you already know that. Moon in Pisces allows one to be fully receptive to the vibrations around everywhere, which seems like an exaggeration, but it's very hard for moon in Pisces natives to even go out if the place is not really with great energy, because they feel that. And y'all don't only feel that, because Cancer moon feels it, Scorpio moon feels it. You feel every single experience as it happens. And this could be very confusing, because you're now infusing your soul with abstract concepts that even still in this postmodern society, is not accepted. And so, like many Moon and Pisces individuals, at a deep core soul level, they feel misunderstood, they feel unaccepted, and this is what causes a lot to escape into drugs. Because most of what the Moon and Pisces individual will pick up is almost impossible to sense by other people. And this could lend room to duplicitousness, lying, or just being made out to feel like you can't be trusted. And my heart goes out to you. It's very difficult to understand the Moon in Pisces because the Moon in Pisces will feel vibrations that, unless you have a Moon in Pisces, you're not really going to sense into. Whereas Virgo takes the parts of a whole and can pretty much, analyze, this is the screw, this is the nut, this is the metal piece. Pisces transcends duality and senses the interrelated whole. And so a Moon in Pisces can literally walk into a room and feel how every vibe connects every individual. And this is very important because if you have a child with the Moon in Pisces, or you have a friend with the Moon in Pisces, development of their soul in an age like this could be stunted drastically because the nourishment and the need to be understood is almost impossible to be met by those who don't vibrate on the same frequency. You have the imagination that Pisces rules, and the Moon in Pisces native has an inner world that is ruled by fantasy. However, if we take the receptive quality of the Moon in Pisces, it's not really that you are intuitively receptive to feelings once again. There's a super magical divine understanding of experience in the moment that is very important to acknowledge, because every single person with a Moon in Pisces is a divine conduit to a force that is omnipotent in nature. And especially growing up for the first 30 years, this is very troubling. It's literally like sensing vibrations, reading thoughts, and hearing intent all at the same time. All of the bits and pieces that each of the other moon signs have, you have it all at the same time. And it could be very, 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 very easy for the Moon in Pisces individual to not be able to discern between what is real and what's fantasy. Pisces literally works by blending both together, because existential crisis is pretty much the norm unless you recognize that you literally are a transcendent being. And the lesson of having a Moon in Pisces is not waiting for others to acknowledge that. Aries is next to Pisces. You are literally born leaders. But because you need to feel that sensitive nourishment, it allows you to attract abusers and people who can potentially manipulate you. Because at the core of your soul, you are unconditionally loving. Even duplicitous Moon and Pisces who use their moon to live in a delusional reality mostly do so because they're misunderstood, and because they may not have air or earth energy to ground this. It is very important that the Moon in Pisces native has at least a prominent earth or air sign in order to logically assess what they are feeling or ground this realistically, or they run the risk of being completely and totally delusional. The magical thing about the Moon in Pisces, because it's a transcendent soul, they can be totally delusional and still correct. Many times I've had psychic readings with Moon in Pisces individuals and have spoken to Moon in Pisces individuals who, I'm very earth and air world, I need logic, and I'll hear I have to shout out my homegirl, Ariana. is my favorite moon in Pisces. And sometimes she like gives readings or she talks about things, and it's, I'm earth air, she's water fire, and it's very abstract. Like she'll be talking about like ghosts or medicine wheels in a way that, is not always logical. Thankfully, she has a Virgo rising, so she knows how to actually make it practical. But like sometimes she talks about things in such an abstract way, I don't really buy it until she proves it anyway. And she's able to literally reach out of the ethers, out of reality, and bring out of the abstract real magical facts. And some of the most profound moments that I've had have been with Moon and Pisces, because they're able to live in a fantasy world of their own making. The Moon in Capricorn in their soul is a whole world. The Moon in Aquarius in their soul is a whole universe. Okay? The Moon in Pisces in their soul is a whole existence, a whole ever merging and switching fantasy land. And so it's tough to believe what you believe if you have a moon in Pisces, because you're going to feel into vibes real time that shift in a way that you could be mercilessly gaslighted. So really keep in mind that it's not really easy to have a moon in Pisces, but it is a blessing because it transcends your very being to tap into the most divine presence and vibrations. I really want to be vague and say divine, because there's really no need to make practical this energy. If this was a moon in Virgo, you're picking up on details, minute changes in the physiology of people real time, and this is to the next level with Pisces. This also opens up natural intuitive abilities to communicate and sense other beings and frequencies. And what's very important is that the moon in Pisces native needs to be in a divine setting. Water takes in the surroundings. So if you're in a toxic place, you're going to feel like crap. And it's very important that, you're around people who trust and believe in you, because the worst thing that can happen to a moon in Pisces is to be around people who don't believe what they pick up. Once again, this is difficult because sometimes you're going to pick up stuff that doesn't make sense to other people, and it's really learning to work with that soul of yours to really understand timing and other basic principles as grounding and aligning with logic. The worst thing about a moon in Pisces is their inability to sometimes be realistic and to stay stuck in a fantasy, escaping and hoping and wishing that reality aligns. But the moon in Pisces in their power realizes that they can walk hand in hand with reality and co-create every single one of their fantasies. I was going to say fallacies. That applies too. Hey, I just had this vision of a really elderly woman right now. Does the name Violet mean anything to you? Oh, that's your grandma's name. Yeah. Well, she's definitely letting me know to let you know you can let it go. You can let go any resentment. You can let go any guilt. She's still walking with you. Yeah. I hope I could help in that capacity. I can also pick up that you're holding on to a lot of pain inside. If you really want to talk about it, I'll be here. You can cry. It's okay. You can cry. Come give me a hug. It's totally fine. Yeah, Spirit told me you need to stop being a bitch. Yeah, I can feel it. My intuition was also telling me right now, you need to stop talking to me like that. It wasn't me. It was my intuition. I'm just going off my intuition. Yeah. And you need to also pay for my lunch next time we go out. This is just my intuition. It's my intuition that told me this. I'm just telling you what Spirit told me. Yeah. And we also have to have sex. You are literally a conduit to make dreams come true. So not everyone should be around you, because people's energy around you that makes intent, your soul manifests. And people will never know that it was you who was a part of it. You don't even have to know. Your soul expands across the area around you into other worlds and dimensions. And you owe it to yourself to possessing a soul like you do. Honestly, I could talk for hours about this moon sign, but what's very important to understand is that you are a transcendent being. You're not even a god. You are beyond the gods. And you are able to pick up real time exactly how people are feeling and sense what needs to be shared and felt. And other than that, please comment below if you have a moon in Pisces and what experiences you may have. Other than that, you stay blessed as always. And until next time, peace.